Oh my God, guys, is this really even true? There's a rumor out there spreading, I'm hearing, that Vanilla Diorama and now also Tobacolor, both from Dior Privee collection, are going to be discontinued. Why? Why are they doing this? These are two of my favorites from this collection. And if it's true that they're going to discontinue these two fragrances, what's going to be left with this collection? All right, guys, I'm going to break this all down coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about both Vanilla Diorama and Tobacolor from the Dior Privee collection will be discontinued. So I received a few comments about Vanilla Diorama, people saying that it's going to get discontinued. So I reached out to my Dior sales rep and I said, is this true? I also asked about Rose Star, the new Dior Privee collection fragrance. So Rose Star apparently is going to be launching in the fall or by the end of the year. But I was told that Vanilla Diorama, there is a rumor that it will be discontinued. Same thing with Tobacolor as well. So I did not hear about Tobacolor via comments. I heard about Vanilla Diorama only. But when I asked my Dior sales rep, not Estee Lauder, but LVMH sales rep for Dior, they said both Vanilla Diorama and Tobacolor, they are hearing rumors of it being discontinued. So I'm not sure if this is really true. I don't know if Dior or the brand and the people that work for the brand are spreading rumors about its discontinuation. But I'm reminded of when this happened with FEVE Delicieuses, like before the pandemic, or maybe even just around the pandemic. There was a rumor going around that FEVE Delicieuses was going to get discontinued, but it took a while for it to really get discontinued. Eventually it did. But now I'm hearing about these two fragrances, and it's a bummer that if it is true that Dior is getting rid of two of my favorite fragrances in the Privee collection. These are the two last fragrances that Francois Demachy created in 2021. And cutting these out and leaving what's been launched by Francis Kurkdjian will be a strange decision on Dior's part. So I did videos on both of these fragrances. Both of them were launched in 2021. In fact, Vanilla Diorama, I believe, is the very last fragrance that Francois Demachy created, because I launched my video for Vanilla Diorama in July 26th of 2021. And I launched my video review for Tobacolor on March 15th in 2021. So March 2021 was the Tobacolor, and then the last fragrance, July 26th, was Vanilla Diorama. So they came back to back, and they gave us really two great fragrances in the Dior Privee collection. Tobacolor being sweet, but also resinous and ambery with the tobacco, but fruity, honeyed. And then Vanilla Diorama was such a delicious gourmand. In fact, I remember Vanilla Diorama launched before FEVE Delicieuses got discontinued. I believe FEVE Delicieuses got discontinued in 22. And again, these two are two of my favorite fragrances from this collection. And I know that the collection is not the same anymore, especially since they rebranded or redid their bottles. These are 250 ml bottles, as you can see. They are no longer selling these in 250 ml bottles. They are now 200 ml bottles for $450. So they axed 50 ml juice, the glass as well, obviously, because they're smaller bottles now. And we're getting less juice for the same price. And it's kind of going in that similar size of what Chanel fragrances or Chanel less exclusive fragrances are. And then of course we've got the CELINE fragrances, and I think they're all doing similar. And I always felt like the Dior Privee collection was the best value. Now I feel like they're just everything is pretty much the same as far as the best value in these luxury collections from the brands. And also two more things with these fragrances. These are two of the longest lasting of the Privee collection fragrances. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that they were the newest launches at the time when I was wearing them, and they lasted a lot more than previous fragrances from the Dior Privee. For example, older releases like Eau d'Ispahan, the longevity was not as good as what these two fragrances had with longevity. But let me tell you a little bit about the fragrances, and if you're in the market, maybe you have some extra money laying around, you can go ahead and buy yourself a bottle of these two fragrances, because to this day, they still are definitely two of my favorite Privee collection fragrances, especially since what's been launched since Francis Kurkdjian took over. We had DIORIVIERA, we had New Look, and what was the last one? Bois Talisman. Did he launch anything else in the collection? I can't remember now. There was probably one more I'm forgetting. But these two are, again, still two of my favorite fragrances. But between the two, I do prefer Vanilla Diorama. And the other thing is, they're definitely layerable fragrances. You've got to find a right quantity of sprays for each one, but both of them are also sweet, so you've got to figure out how much sweetness you want. But let's talk about Vanilla Diorama first, because it is my favorite. As I said, it was created by Francois Demachy and I launched in 2021. Notes breakdown is lemons, orange, pink pepper, cardamom, bourbon vanilla, rum, cocoa, sandalwood, and patchouli. It's a really delicious, boozy, and also citrusy take on vanilla, going totally gourmand. There is a bit of chocolate. It's almost like a dusting of chocolate, because the chocolate seems like it's sprinkled on top of the notes rather than blended in together, which I quite like. There is a, citrusy freshness about it as well, but it's also very warm and spicy. Of course, very vanillic. There's light hints of something like Shalimar. So there is that slight reminder, but I wouldn't say this is very Shalimar-esque. But the fact that it has the warm vanillic notes with the fresh citrusy top, I get somewhat of a reminder of it. Similar to what Le Lion did. Le Lion does remind me a little bit of Shalimar. And so I think that one's a bit more of a reminder of Shalimar in comparison to Vanilla Diorama. But I do get that quite, a little bit here as well. But I like the way Francois Demachy did this fragrance. It finally became my favorite Dior Privee because FEVE Delicieuses got the axe, was discontinued, and I was left with this, and then followed by Tobacolor. Vanilla Diorama on me also lasts a long time. But my bottle is from, I think this bottle is from 23. And so I don't know what the current version of Vanilla Diorama is. Has it gotten watered down? It is now in the 200 ml bottle versus the 250 ml bottle. It's very much disappointing that the size has changed. And, LVMH Dior decided to, axe 50 ml of juice and sell the fragrances for the same price. But if you're in the market for a really delicious vanilla fragrance, Dior's Vanilla Diorama is so super yummy. You should definitely try it. And again, you can layer these two together. In fact, both of them are very sweet, right? And I think if the Tobacolor didn't have tobacco, this would be overly sweet because it is honeyed. What's causing it to be wearable is the fact that it balances out the sweetness with its kind of smoky, tobacco-ish touches. I get a lot of resins with Tobacolor as well, like a resinous amber experience and slight animalic touches as well. But you can layer the two together. It's sweet, so it blends well. And the tobacco balances it out a little bit more, but it does amplify the sweetness still, because you're dealing with a lot of sweetness with Vanilla Diorama and even more sweetness, but a bit of a contrast with the tobacco and the smoke in Tobacolor. Both of them are great, as I said, favorite being Vanilla Diorama. Let's talk a little bit about Tobacolor. So Tobacolor came before Vanilla Diorama, but I'm doing the video of my most favorite and then followed by my second favorite. Same thing, Francois Demachy. He left us with great fragrances before he left Dior. I know I miss his creations. He's done some great work at Dior. And unfortunately, I haven't found a really great fragrance that Francis Kurkdjian has done for Dior. He's done good work, but not wow. These two are more wow for me than anything he's done, unfortunately. And so the reason I'm doing this video is there's a rumor that these are going to get discontinued. So I want you guys to be aware and also have these fragrances in mind next time you're shopping for a fragrance or something. But the notes break down for Tobacolor: honey, tobacco, smoky notes, plums, and peaches. So there's fruitiness, and the fruitiness does really complement the honey, because, I've done plenty of recipes with, something sweet and syrupy drizzled all over fruits, like a fruit salad type of thing. So it does really mesh really well together here. The tobacco for me is the leafy variety, and I think the smokiness comes from, obviously, the smoky notes they have featured in here. But when I wear it, it is getting slightly animalic, and I think they're not mentioning resins. I get a very resinous experience, and I think it's what's creating an ambery effect when it's drying down. So there's a light funk in there, but it's not like a animalic note with an animal, I should say. Is that how you say it? It's more like a funk created with a resinous experience rather than something smelling like an animal. So there's a bit of an edge with this fragrance, even though it's like covered up with a lot of sweetness. And again, I went in thinking this is the only fragrance that was going to get de-axed, because this is what I received several comments about Vanilla Diorama getting discontinued. And sure enough, my sales associate said there is a rumor. And then he said also there's a rumor that Tobacolor is going to get discontinued. But this is reminding me of the situation with FEVE Delicieuses. And this is exactly what happened. I did a video warning everybody that it's probably going to get discontinued, but it lingered on, and finally, a couple of years later, it finally got discontinued. So I don't know how long these are going to go like that. And again, if it's just rumor, somebody started, or maybe Dior started it so they can make more money, because the Francis Kurkdjian creations are not making any money, or maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know what sales go with this brand, because they never report, but usually ask the brand manager at a department store where they sell these, and they'll say, okay, that's our best seller, or that's our best seller. Because I don't know, recently I haven't been shopping for fragrances in this collection, obviously. I've bought the last release, Bois Talisman. Disappointing fragrance. Not very exciting, unfortunately. And again, and once I received these comments, and I let go of the first one, but when I received a few more, I was like, okay, there must be people are writing about it, so that's why I reached out. And here's the thing with these fragrances. This is the Privee collection from Dior, if you don't know. And again, it's so sad that these are no longer in 250 ml bottles. They're 200 ml bottles. That's disappointing. Really, I think my Bois Talisman comes in a 200 ml, but the rest of my bottles are in 250 ml. The good thing about these is, well, they're never on sale, obviously, but you can always wait for, like Neiman Marcus, and I think Saks does dollar off days. Most of the time it's, like a gift card. So you spend a certain amount, they'll give you a gift card, but you have to wait like freaking 8 weeks to 12 weeks for the gift card to arrive. So I used to do a lot of that before. Saks is instant. Neiman Marcus is not. So now I wait for dollars off. So sometimes the dollar off is really great. Sometimes it's not so good. But when I buy these fragrances, I make sure to, get the discount, some kind of a discount. So I'm waiting right now to buy a few fragrances, and they haven't had a dollar off sale for a while. So once they do, I will buy some. So that's when I'm trying to say is that's when you guys should buy these fragrances if you're in the market for them. Wait for a gift card promotion or a dollar off. The gift card promotion is usually like you spend $500 and you get like what, $50 back or something. Again, you have to wait for it at Neiman's. It's instant at Saks. But for me, the best is kind of a similar situation with dollars off or discount, like a percentage off. Those are my favorites, and they do them once in a while, and that's when I take advantage of these. But if there's a brand new fragrance that I really want to get my nose on, obviously I'm going to have to buy it full retail because there's no promotion happening at that time. But if I'm like waiting around, I'll be like waiting for that promotion. But I would call the stores and ask them to see how many bottles they have, if there's hearing of a rumor of these fragrances to be discontinued, just to kind of like, make friends, or stop into a store like Neiman's or Saks, especially the stores that sell these fragrances, obviously, and ask them about this rumor of these two being discontinued. And, when is that and all that good stuff. And then you ask and see how many bottles they have in stock as well. Because once people see videos like this, then they'll start calling and then, you know, the quantities will go down. But I did check both of these on the Dior website. They're still on there, obviously. So they haven't gotten the axe yet if they are going to get it, but I just don't know when this kind of a situation happens. Sometimes it just happens and bam, they're gone. And sometimes it takes a while, like the situation with FEVE Delicieuses. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Just giving you a heads up that I am hearing rumors of Vanilla Diorama and Tobacolor getting the axe. So if you're in the market for it, look them up, go test them out, see if you like them. They are two of my favorites. But again, I have the 250 mLs and both of these are from around 23, I believe. So in 2023 is when I bought them. And I haven't tested the fragrances out since then or after that. So I don't know if they've gotten weaker or anything. Go test them out and see. But these two are definitely my favorites, and I'm sad to see them go if they are really leaving. Now, I am looking forward to Rose Star, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't know what they've done with it. I know I've heard some good things about it, but if you've gotten your nose on Rose Star, let me know your thoughts. Add a comment below if you are a fan of it. And do let me know if you're going to miss these two fragrances, if you are a fan of it, fan of them, and if you don't care, let me know that as well. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.